Hey, so this is Tuesday tag video. This is tag video from this past Tuesday, and I was tagged yesterday by two people. First, in the morning, I was tagged by Joan at Joan's Pointed Plate. Thank you so much for tagging me, Joan. I really appreciate it. I love these tags. These tag videos are just so much fun. I'm really enjoying them. And then yesterday afternoon, I was tagged by Lisa at From Dumpy to Diva. So thank you, Lisa, also for tagging me. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I love these tags, love doing them. So I think they're so much fun. So this is a 10-question tag, and this is food questions. So number one, what did you eat for dinner last night? Well, last night was day before weigh-in night, so I usually have something light. So I had my omelet, which I ended up doing like a loaded omelet, I called it, because it was kind of like Mexican, the things that I would put on nachos. So that was really, really good and very tasty and low in points. So that was very, very yummy. If you want to see it, you can see yesterday's What I Ate in a Day video, and I show that on there. Number two, if you could make one food calorie-free for the next year, what would you choose? Well, I thought about that, and I'm like, would it be candy? Would it be chips? Would it be chocolate? I'm not a big chocolate girl. I'd rather have like Starburst or Starburst jelly beans or I don't know, a fruit roll up or things like that. So, chocolate to me, it's all right. But so I thought about my cheat day on Saturday and what would in that cheat day, or treat day, what would I want to be calorie free? And it would have to be our pizza from our favorite local pizza place here. They are family run, and like her dad owned it before she did, and it's just an awesome place. And now when we call and order, she's like, oh hey, how are you doing? And she knows what we order, and it's just, I don't know, it's very friendly and we love it. And their pizza is amazing. And so if I could have that 9-inch personal small pizza, if I could have that calorie free for a year, that's what it would be. I could take or leave the chips. I like to have chips with it, but if those aren't included in the calorie free, I would definitely take the pizza as calorie free. Number three, how often do you go to the grocery store? Well, before this whole thing that's going on now, I would go to the grocery store once a week to like stock up, and then I would go to the grocery store probably a couple more times a week to maybe get some produce that we need throughout the week, or if there's anything else that we're missing for meals, that because I try to meal plan, but I'm not the best at it, so sometimes we have to pick things up. Or if we change to what we're having for meals, sometimes we pick things up, and then whatever I plan for a meal that we don't have that week, I just bump it to the next week. But right now, with all this going on, once a week, if even once a week. So a little bit different right now. Number four, do you make a list before buying groceries? Yes, I always make a list, and now I've been making a list in my notes on my phone, which is working way better, way better, because I would always make a list and then I would forget my list. I'm very, very forgetful. And so I would always make my list and forget it at home. Even when I'm like headed to the grocery store, sometimes I would forget my list at home. So it's very convenient to have it on my phone, and then I delete as I go through the grocery store, and it works perfect. And I have two different lists on my phone. One is like my working grocery list, and then one is my master grocery list. And so I work off my master grocery list to make my grocery list, and it works awesome. It has helped me so much to do it that way. Number five, list 3 things that can always be found in your kitchen. Salsa. I thought about this and I'm like, what would those 3 things be? Salsa, hot peppers, and hot sauce. For me, always have those in the house, always. Now, for the rest of my family, it would be different things. But for me, I always make sure that there's hot peppers, salsa, and hot sauce. Love those things to put on my foods to spice them up and make them more tasty for my taste. Number 6, how often do you clean your fridge? How often do you clean out your fridge? So I'm guessing that this means like leftovers and things like that. Cleaning wise, I clean my fridge, I don't know, maybe like wiping it out when needed, but like a real clean out, probably not as often as I should, but it's every couple months. But I wipe it down probably once a week. But cleaning the leftovers out of the fridge once a week before I go to the grocery store. I usually try to do that before I go to the grocery store, but if I don't get to it before I go, then while I'm putting things away, I'll take things out that either need to be eaten up or need to be thrown out. But I usually, lately, even before this whole thing happened, I had been getting better with using things up in my refrigerator before I go to the grocery store. Like even using them up and not necessarily having to clean anything out, so that when I do go to the grocery store, I don't have to clean as much out because I've already either one, used it up or froze it. All right, number 7. Do you ever use a slow cooker? If so, can you share a recipe? So yes, I use a slow cooker sometimes, not as much as I would like to use it. But I haven't really found really, well, it's not that I haven't found really good recipes. I have found really good recipes, but sometimes I don't like the way the meat comes out. I don't really like cooking ground beef in the crock pot. Like, I don't like my chili in the crock pot made with ground beef. Do not like it in the crock pot. I don't like the texture of the meat. And I fry my hamburger before I put it in the crock pot with the onions and the peppers, like I would on the stove. And I just don't like ground beef in the crock pot. So, um, I guess it would be that I haven't found a lot of recipes that I like in the crock pot, but probably for that reason, because I don't like some of the meats in the crock pot. I do like the creamy tortilla soup. I have, did I do a cook with me on that? I don't think I did a cook with me on that. But that was a recipe that I found from Home with Haley. And so I've been doing that in the crock pot, and just cooking chicken in the crock pot has been really good. And then shredding that up. And if you cook it in the crock pot with just a little bit of, well, you could use just water. It comes out fine that way too, but you can also cook it with some chicken broth, and just doing it that way, I almost feel like it tastes like a rotisserie chicken when it comes out of there. And then you shred it up, and then if you cook it just plain chicken with salt and pepper, then you can use it like a bunch of different ways. It's very versatile that way. So you can make barbecue chicken with it. You can make um, buffalo chicken with it, so it's more, you can put it in tacos in different ways, or you can mix more with it. You can make chicken salad with it, things like that, if you make it plain in the crock pot. So I do like doing the chicken in the crock pot. And then, like I said, I do the creamy tortilla soup. And then I've done my beef stew in the crock pot before, and that's really good. And I do like the way the meat comes out with that. It's nice and tender. Um, and the thing that I do, the thing that I cook that I only cook in the crock pot is pot roast, potatoes, and carrots. I do that in the crock pot. And then the broth I use is just I think it's, well, it's McCormick or store brand beef stew mix. And I just mix that with water, and I pour that over the top, and I let it cook on low for like 8 hours, and then the meat always comes out nice and tender, and it's really, really good. So that's the thing that I only cook in the crock pot. I never cook a pot roast on the stove or in the oven or anything like that. It's always in the crock pot. And that's probably because I'm sure that's the way my mom did it. I do a lot of things like my mom used to. So, um, but yeah, that's definitely, it's not really a recipe, but that's what I would share with you. But also cooking the plain chicken in the crock pot, that's really good and very, like I said, versatile. Number 8, how often do you try new recipes? Not very often because my family is very, very picky, and they don't usually like to try new things. So I just don't bother, because if I'm gonna try a new recipe for myself, sometimes I'll try something new and share it with my dad. But you can hear my dog barking because I'm just sitting in the car at home. Um, so sometimes I'll make a recipe and share it with my dad, but usually my husband's like, nah, I'm all set. I don't want to try it. If it's not like pizza or tacos or, you know, I don't know, he likes chicken soup and stuff like that, but, quesadillas, he likes that kind of stuff. But, if it's not, I don't know, he just doesn't, he likes what he likes, and he doesn't like to really try new things. um and the kids are the same way. They get their father's taste, and they are plain, which is, they're simple, not plain, they're simple, and which makes cooking easier. But um planning to try new things, that doesn't make it easier at all. So yeah, so not very often, only when I feel like I want to try something new. um and number 9, what is the most delicious meal you make? Mm. Um, I know a lot of other YouTubers have asked their family, and I didn't ask my family. I and I think I didn't ask them because they have simple tastes. So, um, my oldest son would probably say my spaghetti. He loves spaghetti, and my husband loves pizza. um, Caitlin and Kyle, they love crepes in the morning. They like crepes. A long years and years ago, I found a Betty Crocker recipe for crepes. Not Weight Watcher friendly at all, but it's really, really good, and the kids love it. So um, I like spaghetti. When I make the spaghetti and the meatballs, and have a little garlic bread on the side. Oh, if I make my homemade bread, that's good. So spaghetti and meatballs with the 0 point marinara sauce with some onions and peppers in it, and some hamburg, and then having some garlic bread on the side, or some homemade bread. Yum, yum, yum. That's my favorite meal. I don't know if it's my most delicious meal, but it's definitely my favorite meal. I don't know. I mean, I usually like everything I make, so but definitely, I mean, it's my most delicious meal to me is my spaghetti and meatballs. Number 10, share at least one thing that is currently in your kitchen, even though you don't like it. Um, Currently in my kitchen, even though I don't like it. Hmm. I don't think there's anything in my kitchen that I don't like. I mean, it's not that I don't like it, but the the kids' sugary cereals, I don't eat them. I don't eat them. Not that I don't like them, but I just don't eat them. I'd rather have my oatmeal with the PB2 or peanut butter, and um so for breakfast. So yeah, I don't eat their sugary cereals. Like I said, it's not that I necessarily don't like it, but um I like everything that my family likes. They just don't like everything that I like. So just about everything in my kitchen is something that I like, except for, I think, that probably the sugary cereals, the Lucky Charms, um and the cinnamon toast crunch and things like that. So, but yeah, All right, well, that was all 10 questions. This was a really fun tag. Thank you, Joan and Lisa, for tagging me. I really appreciate that. And oh my goodness, I didn't think of anybody to tag. I'll be right back. Okay, so Lainey at Lainey's Life, I tag you, and Anna at Anna's Journey to a Healthier Life, and Amber at Authentically Amber. So I tag all three of you. I'll have the links in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.